All right. We have a beautiful day. I think it's April 13th. About 52 degrees out here, but in the sun it's very pleasant. And we'll start on this upper deck, which is just not very sexy right now. A lot of the stuff that's going to be great comes in a couple of months. This phlox here gets a few feet tall and has so many of the most beautiful, like battery-operated, hot pink flowers. And this pot is full of goodness. The lilies, see, when the lilies come in, first the Asiatic and then the Oriental, that's when things really go off up here. And the lilies were my gateway drug. The satisfaction and success of planting them and watching them over 2 months of flowering between those two. One flowering mostly in June and the next July into August, I think. Anyhow, yes, tulips are open. Today's going to be a great day for the tour. Next stop, let's see where we go. By the way, we're here up at the top of this ridge on this steep south-facing slope looking down into the valley of the North Fork of the Stillaguamish River. And yes, and just outside of my east door, I've got my containers with the honeysuckle, which is coming in really beautifully. So far, no traces of that awful fungus that really devastated it last year. The first of the tulips. Let's take a look for a minute. I meant to look closer at these out on the deck, but these guys here, the Chionodoxa here, they are, I'm thinking, a sort of new favorite of mine. Some of them have I've counted as many as 12 little soft pink flowers on a single one. And they are going to get upvoted into my major flower field area along that southern slope in front of the house. Talk more about that when I'm down there. I've decided the Fritillaria meleagris, the guinea hens, were not that great of a choice. So I'm also not super excited about these double daffodils, the idea being very attractive, like that's what you'd want. Double daffodil sounds twice as good as single, but they tend to get really heavy and they fall over and they kind of hang down, droop down. Daffodils are interesting, right? They actually look best when looked at from below. Not so great to look down on them. And along here, this vinca and this whole sedum wall running along the top, which is not doing much interesting yet, but will be. Also, all the clematis just starting to come in nice, strong, and healthy. Gonna be very good. And the blueberry leafing out nicely with tulips in the planter this year. First time tulips all around. And the dog, Tiny Dancer. Want to come say hi? Hi, sit. There she is. That's my girl. Sit. That's my Tiny Dancer. She is my Rhodesian Ridgeback and the love of my life. Oh, yes. This area, oh my gosh, it was so super ugly over here for all 6 years that I've been here. And I had to do a lot of work to get everything prettified. I have some things to be planted. I did plant 5 of the dahlias in here in some of the bare spots in this little tulip area, which is coming along beautifully. Again, quite a mystery how many of them did not come up. These are the rainbow parrot tulips, which are probably going to be pretty cool. Oh, yeah. Let's just step around here and take a look. Since I've turned off my deer detector, I will say for any of you who live in maple forests and have deer around like teenagers at a shopping mall, these things have been fantastic so far. Black & Decker motion-activated sprinkler things. Yeah. Oh, and the kiwi. Oh my gosh, the kiwi. Look at that baby is gonna be so full of green goodness. Wisteria also just what? Wait. Wait, are these what? I don't even know what these bud things are. If these are flowers or what. What's happening with the wisteria? I don't know. I'm open to it. All right, let's just take a walk along this bottom edge of the cottage wall. This has just a eclectic, random selection of tulips planted in it, and some of them are so pretty. This also has the Lucifer crocosmia, a bunch of daffodils, and some Dutch iris, which are long gone now. Yeah, pretty nice. Pretty good stuff. Oh, let's take one last look at this. Good stuff. We'll take a little walk along the lawn. This is on the uphill side, the north edge of the house, next to my parking lot, which is now mostly covered with that 7/8 inch river pebble stuff. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll get there soon. So yeah, we're walking along, we're looking. We've got all these sedums in here. I got down and spent an hour or so doing a deep trimming and cleaning up of all the old dead debris. And that was quite satisfying. It's so much more fun to mow a lawn when you've edged it nicely first. Bunch of lilies in here. Happy clematis. There's a little astilbe. He says, I'll still be here. Come back later. I'll still be here. That's my favorite. Yeah, and my king clematis. This one, it's either a group 1 or a group 3, group A or group B. It's either group red or group green. I don't know. But it's very robust. And it's good. Just take a look from down here, this way. Yeah. It is my intention to stain this concrete. Did this little test patch of it. It's kind of dirty brickish color that'll be a nice complement, I think, to the color that is mixed into this color coat or outer layer of the stucco on the house. Oh, the house. I love the house. Oh, God. All right, let's just pop right over. Yeah, really good. Okay. So, the flower bed. The rock flower bed, maybe? Which there were 1,000 bulbs and the like planted in here. Pretty fun to see the ranunculus doing so well, but also all the little wood sorrel in here. Oxalis adenophylla. And I'm very excited about these guys. Let's come around to look here. These are I just got hit by my deer sprinkler. I'm supposed to turn those off first, bruh. Okay. Anyhow, back in there, those little pink babies. I can kind of zoom in, I think. Those are, I don't know how to zoom in. I'll figure it out. Here we go. Yeah. Those are the Grecian windflower the anemone, and I'm excited about them. I think they're going to be a real good part of my whole experience. Let's just have a little time with these guys. It seems as if my planning, choosing colors of daffodils and tulips to kind of get along with each other, has gone relatively well. This section here, super nice. Super pretty tulips. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh. Very satisfying, very gratifying. I'm going to take a quick look over here at my, what I call the sedum wall, which is starting to get pretty. Starting to come along. It's a bit of a clusterfuck. Got a lot of this creeping phlox down here that's finally starting to get itself up to about maybe a 40% coverage of this lower area. And just noticing, this is fun, very first flower from, did I say creeping phlox? It might be right. But this, I think, is also a creeping phlox, and this is the very first flower from this guy, which kind of spreads around like a bit of an octopus. It looks like it's getting ready to make a lot of flowers. And I think the phlox flowers for a long time. I don't know. I'll find out. All right, a brief stop over here. This little area on the west end of the house with these grape hyacinths, looking so lovely, smelling like grape soda. By the way, I am shooting today for the first time with this Shure MV88 Plus microphone instead of the onboard camera mic. And I did a little test run with it and was very happy. Do you like the sound of my voice? Yeah. Oh, the hyacinths still smell incredible, even though they're getting a little bit floppy, a little bit. They're not really rotten. These guys are holding up so well for it's been a solid 3 weeks, I think, of flowers. You see a couple of them are beginning to die now. That's all right. That's all right. You know, the thing about flowers is they're like love or any good thing that comes along, where as you get older, you start to begin to understand that everything dies. And it's funny because I'm at a place now where as soon as a good thing starts happening, I almost immediately am aware of its inevitable end. Whereas in in the starry-eyed, through the starry-eyed lenses of youth, I think it's much easier to just sort of stay in a state of suspended belief. It will last forever. Yeah, so here are these Fritillaria meleagris here. Just not very exciting. And not very many flowers, considering I planted, 1,500 of them in this section. So next year, when the time comes, this fall. So it's October, November, when the time comes for planting another swath down here in this 2,000 square foot flower field, which you can see the green glow of the 1 million wildflower annuals is starting to come in. But yeah, so Chionodoxa. It needs to be said with a little exotic flavor. It's I believe a Turkish or Greek word, Chionodoxa. But they are going to be the third flower. So there'll be the Dutch iris, the species, and the Dutch crocus, the early and later one, and then the Chionodoxa. And I have 4 varieties that I'm going to be using, including one that flowers earlier. And there will be a violet, a blue, a pink, and then the earlier one is also a violet. Let's come down here now. This will be nice. We can get a chance to look up. I don't think I've shown the house from this view before. There she is, the first permitted straw bale construction home. And it is my eventual objective to paint all of that white vinyl that you see. It's used as mold for the retaining walls, the concrete retaining walls. So I'll be painting them all blue, and that'll be good. Yeah, so you get a nice view from down here. See this flower field with the wildflowers is going to get crazy. And then down here, man, this area, this whole area going up and then over. You see the daffodils there. This has the daylilies, which are not very prevalent yet. We're mostly seeing the presence of the dandelions. But we're also seeing the emergence of the anemone. It's not an enemy, it's anemone. This is not my enemy. And the wood sorrel, which I planted probably 8 or 10 or so of each of those. And this is basically like these 3. So each area will have a daylily, 3 of a variety of daffodils and jonquils, and then a bunch of the wood sorrel and the anemone. Here's a good shot of some of these guys. Yeah. Come on, focus. Yeah. It's interesting because take a look at the leaves, the anemone leaves here, and compare those to the leaves of this rampant weed thing, which is here. Where is it? Come on, here. Okay, so. No, that's actually the anemone. It's very, very hard to tell the difference. Oh my gosh, I know I can do it. Yeah, find a better spot. It's got a little more light too. Yeah, I've set myself up here for lots of weeding. So yeah, there is this stuff, which, how do you describe the difference, I guess? This is a pretty pernicious character. The objective is to get rid of it when possible. It's relatively easy to pull out of the ground. But the leaves are similar in so many ways to the anemone leaves. It's easy right now because most of the anemones have a little lovely flower on them. Some purples, some pinks. There are some whites in there, I think, here and there. Anyhow, good. And then one last quick stop. Okay. Some lilies coming. Very pretty. Muscari. Oh, it's such an amazing blue. Yeah. Jonquil's still rocking it. And this lower lawn area, which is pretty nasty as lawns go in terms of bumps and dips and crap and so forth. But it was super, like, unlawn-like when I started messing with it. Hydrangea, still creeping the leaves out. Had a bad year last year. I don't know why. And I hope to see it do so much better this year. In this area, all the daffodils have come out now, which end up looking pretty good against the blue wall. What doesn't look good against a blue wall anyhow? Yeah, that is it, my friends. Off we go into this beautiful day. Yes, I know. It seemed like I was all done, but I realized that I didn't really get the close look at the Chionodoxa that I wanted to. So I'm back up here where I began on the deck and taking a look at these delicate, exotic, very light pink flowers. And the plant itself, if you can look past the flowers and just see it has like a juicy robustness to it. You know, it's never spindly or funky looking. It's beautiful all along. And when they first start to come out, I don't think I have any that are just getting ready to open here anymore. But they're very cool when they're just before they're going to begin to flower out. These two main leaves here they're sort of closed together, and they have this little. You know what? I'll just have to wait until we see it for real, or look somewhere else on the internet. I think this is a plant, from what I'm gathering, from what I've watched, that's already on the YouTubes. That is rather new. Most of the people talking about it are talking about it as a new discovery, something that they're excited about. So, and I don't mean new, like, you know, I mean, it was I think it was first discovered or whatever, or indexed or cataloged. I can sidebar and say that Chionodoxa is now grouped in the Scilla family, which is not surprising. The behavior that it has when it comes up and when it's got that sort of tubular like enclosure of those two main leaves and has the little shaft inside with the small tight flower buds, that's very much like the Scilla. So anyhow, yeah, I think it was 1880 in Turkey or something like that, you know, but its popularity is just starting to take off. And it's a very robust naturalizer. I counted on one of these, I counted 12 little flowers. It multiplies every year through bulbins or bulblets and seeds even. So, yay. Okay. Now, officially, goodbye. Thank you.